Alright, so now that this is welded on here and ready to go, the turbo is going to sit like this approximately. Let me take a look. Like a slight off angle in the engine bay. Turbo is going to sit like this. Maybe we can prop it up with something. Something, maybe. Prop it up with this. Turbo is going to be, yeah, almost like that, identically. And then I have these 4 bolts on the hot side, and I can clock the center cartridge because we want the drain to be straight up and down, or as close to it as possible, so that it's not, you know, going to be all fucked up. Move that guy a little bit. Camera guy sucks today. So there's only 4 bolts. Let's grab this one underneath here in the middle of no man's land. Tighten it first. That's the key to getting it right, guys. Alright, so that cartridge is loose. And then, this is going to be about here in the engine bay. We got to get oil into the top. So that looks pretty good. Get this guy. See, it's just easier to do it on this bench. You know, you can always put it in the engine bay and clock it exactly where you need to clock it in the vehicle. But it's easiest to just flip it around and tighten and loosen all the bolts this way. Then, you know, I'll put it back in there and eyeball it a little bit. Oh, I also got, check this out. I got the 1/8 inch to 4AN duber I needed. I didn't have any. Normally I have like kind of a surplus ready to go. So now this is in the way. I can't get my clothesline wrench in here because the drain thing is in the way. And we'll see, this bolt will probably be in the way. Like I said about removing them. That's going to be true today. Probably going to have to throw that bitch out. Man, we're just fucking up everything all over the bench today. Alright. Now it's going to be like this, and now the compressor is going to get spun all the way around, basically. Wrong way first. See, I just tell myself I'm gonna go the wrong way first, and then I reverse it, and then I go the right way. Now, I don't know. See, I kind of have to push this out. I mean, I did a giant 90 last time, like a big 180 degree U-bend, and I wonder if I should just have like Dino or Joey, and we should just make something awful out of aluminum again for the masses. It's loose. Alright, so this sits in the engine bay facing the grill like this. And then my turbo needs to be like out this way. Yeah, it puts it right in line with that bottom bolt. It's going to be in the way. Let's go get a visual reference. Alright. Compressor is still loose. Yeah, it needs to be like right about there. Ish. So we'll just snug it like that. Don't worry about it. Final fitting later. Yeah, the bolt's gonna be a problem. Check this out. Okay, big issue here is, here's my drain line, and here's the fucking bolt. So let's let's snug this up so I don't lose my... This is what always happens with when I put the first one there. You know, this was the issue also. Then you can't fit the damn drain on. So what you do is you just omit this guy, and we'll snug this guy down. In its place. Put a little bump. How tight? A palm bump. That's how tight. Sometimes I do it with a dead blow. I just bump them. You don't slip and punch your fucking hand all over everything. Just bump them a few times, then they'll bump loose. How do I loosen it? Palm bump. Yeah, don't kill yourself. This fucking rubber hose. Seriously. I should remove it, but it's funnier for it to be in the way, isn't it? Okay. Alright. Now, someone asked, Matt, why don't you just hammer the hose? Why don't you just dent the pipe? Well, this is the pipe. It's an AN fitting, and it's got to go in there. And see, it's got to clear this bolt. Which, man, I guess I got to shave this bitch down. This one won't even fit. This is a bigger one. It's amazing how tight these turbos really are with this big ass. This was on my other turbo drain. So maybe I can fit another block in here. I have some other, I mean, this is a really tiny, this is a 6 drain. Even then, look at that, it barely, it's funny how tight the center cartridge is. Look at that. There's like no space between that thing. It's insane. So we'll mess with this a little bit and I'll let you know where I end up. Okay, I think I came up with a possible solution here. Now what I did was, this link bar, this guy was in between these two bolt holes, and that thickness is enough to obstruct this giant drain from getting in there. If you take out all the link bars and move them, like, because they're symmetrical the whole way, so you move the link bar to here, you can get the drain in, but it hits the other bolt. So you actually have to take all the bolts out around the drain, put the drain in, put the bolts in, and then you can put the link bar back in. So what I'm going to do is install the drain ahead of time. Look at this, it's unbelievably tight. I'll grab the camera then when this is installed. There is zero room. I hope that I can put this on the flange and then it sits underneath this, because this drain is so big. Normally I wouldn't have used one this big, but it fit my S480 when I did my S480, so that's what I got. This guy. So I'm going to try to use this guy, obviously. So I will put the ass gasket and the Allen keys in this thing, and we will come right back and see if it will bolt up and everything else, see if it works. Alright, let's film this attempt. It might be funnier to watch me fail. Okay, this should be good this way. Should be able to sneak the bolt in the gasket. Should. Maybe. I think so. I think I got it. I got one side. And this is like way in here under the flange. So we'll wiggle this guy. Holy shit. That's one of those things where you didn't think it was going to work at all. So you film it for the frustration aspect, and it's fine. This is what I said about you should watch it, because you can bolt this drain on in the car and you'll never know that, like, it's lightly pressing. Like, see this guy? Let me see if I can get in there. If that guy, if this thing isn't torqued, there's a spider crawling on the camera, sorry. If this is not twisted the right way, you can see how this little lip right here will hit this guy and it won't sit flat. It won't seal. Oil will pour out of it. It's definitely a tight fit. It's fucking ridiculous. Alright. Smash these fucking Allen keys on. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. And then what we'll do is put this guy back in. The link bar tighten back up. Snug a bunch of these. Put the rest in. And then see how this turbo bolts up. See if this doesn't interfere. I might just have to bust out my grinder and grind the piss out of this too. Just grind it flat so the flange can seat, but it looks like it might, you know, it looks like it'll hopefully be problem free. Alright, let's try this. Got 2 bolts here. 2 longer ones. Take the turbo. It'd be cool if I could put this drain straight down in between the heater hoses to hold it out of the way. Oh yeah, to hold it out of the way of the hot side. And then I got this ass gasket. A little bit of copper on it that's sticky so it holds itself in place. And I got 2 bolts. Drop the bolts in and I'll help line it up with oh wow, it's fine. The drain is certainly tight, but it's fine. And the other bolts we'll try to put up through the bottom. It should hold itself. And then I got washers and nuts. I'll tighten the nut. Excellent. The other one, sticking down. Don't want to make them too tight. You'll have trouble moving the turbo around. So this thing is clocked pretty good. I'll show you a better angle then. And then these other ones are going to be difficult. We're going to have to put the bolt up through. Put the nut in the top because there's not much room in between the downpipe flange and the thing. You can't really get a bolt in there. And if you put a short ass bolt in there, it's not long enough to, you know, put washers and shit on. You're kind of screwed. As you can see, I put like a 1/4. This is a 3/8 bolt. I put like a 1/4 inch bolt through on the one side. This is off of another turbo setup here I have. Bolted to one of my spare flanges. So I could probably get the 3/8. Yeah, that one comes up through, no problem. So that one's gonna get this treatment. Drop them on the floor first and foremost. Drop it on the floor. Is this the 1/4? Yeah, this one's like not 5/16 or something like that. Difficult side. See if I can get this nut in here. I'm at a shit angle for looking at this. Going by feel. I think I got it. I'll jam the camera down here and show you then. This was tricky. Tricky dicky. Then we'll tighten it. Here, let me, alright, you see that madness? I had to put it up through, because you can't get the bolt, obviously a long ass bolt, down through here. Because if you look at the top, there is no room for the bolt. So, you gotta put the bolt up from the bottom. And then what happens is sometimes the flange gets so tight, you can't get this last one, this last guy in here. So, what I'm gonna do is I use that thinner bolt, helps out. Same thing with motor mounts. You run into a problem where, like on a small block, it's like a joke. The one side has the right size bolt and the other side is a much skinnier bolt because it's way too hard to line them up perfectly for the right size bolt. Anyway, continuing. All right, let's attempt the skinny one on the other side. Try to get the nut and the washer. Well, I'm gonna drop the nut. Caught it. Maybe I can get it better from this other side. This isn't bad, but maybe this is better. Can you see? You probably can't see a goddamn thing. Oh yeah, this, oh. Well here, this should be easier. Let's get you can't get your hands in there, you get it on some fucking long pliers. I'll see what I can do with this. Yeah. Why do you drop the bolt? Why are you self-sabotaging? We talked about this. Talked about this. Okay, that does work really good. I'd love to get this washer on it. I would love to. Let's see. Okay. I have just enough of it through to get the washer lip on. I have just enough of this guy. I got it. It's hard to tighten because it's all grabby, but it's good. It's ready for wrenching. Kids, let me put some stuff away and prep to tighten this. Alright, and what I like to do is, since that one is, this one's like the smallest bolt, I feel like it's easiest to tighten this one first, because you can get more power on the larger bolts. So you take the one that's difficult and you tighten it first, and it's going to pull the corner down, so when you tighten the other ones that are easier to tighten, it'll be easier to not like strip the whole bitch out. At least that's what I'm listening to in my head. I'm convincing myself that that's the way to do it. Do it the wrong way first? The wrong way or the right way? I would love to use this 15, but it's 9/16. What can I have smaller? Killing it. Turning it the right way or the wrong way? That's my biggest struggle in my life. Am I turning it the right way or the wrong way? Am I helping myself? Or it looks like I'm turning it the right way. It looks like it. It's tightening up. Here we go. Do it with the open end. Closed end will probably get stuck in there and lost for life. Okay. This is where you lose your knuckles. Not today, bitches. Not today. This one I could probably hit with the fucking impact gun. What we'll do is we'll get the... Luckily, look at this. Sumbitch. This would be a fucking hurt myself moment too. Oh no, this is working good. Just don't punch that knife edge rad support. Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna break that bolt. Sweet. That is really nice and tight. And let's go back again. Yeah, it needs to be smaller. Need the 1/2 incher. away a little bit. Top thing's spinning. I need another 1/2 inch. Fix this guy and let's get this guy. Let's grab a... Here. Easiest one I could see was this line wrench. Funny enough. Can I get this one in here? I can't. Now don't get it stuck. You jackass. Okay, that's holding. Turn this, yes. Tighten. You douchebag. Yeah, these are really... I think I can get a socket on it. I think, for as weird as this is... Oh yeah, look at that. Yep, just gotta hold the top. It's rotating. Let's rotate until the wrench fits. Here it is, wrench dropped in. Operation Don't Get the Wrench Stuck is in full effect. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep, that bitch ain't going anywhere. So the turbo is basically done. It is nicely in place. I am happy with where it is. The drain is on the turbo, already bolted tight. We have determined that it's flat, because that will leak oil like a son bitch. And I just gotta put my, I got the 1/8 inch to 4AN feed. I got my turbo feedly right here. So I can put that guy on quick. And alright, well check this out. I was a very lucky boy. I went to the Parker Hydraulics store and I got this metal 1/8 inch to 4AN straight through Duber, and I have my 1/2 inch thingamabobber out, and we're just gonna screw it right down in here. It's actually 1/8 inch thread in the top of this. And we'll thread her way down in there. Then, what I also like to do is, what happens is, I mean, this is like a funny thing. Everybody has their funny thing, right? Some people are gonna call me a total bullshitter for this. But when you put this guy on top and you bend this hard all the time, you collapse the inside of this internally and you will eventually not get oil in your turbo, and then your turbo will go bad. So I have this 90-degree fitting, you know? So, blammo, just like that. That's just gonna sit there for reference because I gotta put the rest of the front end together, and then I usually snake this under the intake or something, so it'll be more of a pain in the ass while it's attached, but this gives us our visual reference. For now, there is a plug right here in the front of the turbo. I will probably just clock this wastegate over and plug this guy in, and just for when we first start it and do our first initial hits, I believe this is a fairly low wastegate pressure. So I can just run a super short hose right over here, and then it'll open off the turbo, which will be the lowest amount. If you do it off the intake, obviously there's some pressure loss, so the intake will usually give you a little bit more boost, or less boost, sorry, from the intake, because you lose some. So if you see 3 pounds in the intake and 4 pounds over here, you know, there's a little bit of a pressure drop. Anyway, we'll get to that when we start tuning it, but that is, yeah. She's done. The turbo's in. That's its final resting place. It's clocked nicely. The drain actually works for how tight this thing is. Let me jam the camera in here. All right, can you see down in here how tight that is? Yeah. I'm not lying to you when you say you gotta grind it and you gotta sometimes throw the fucking bolt away, like I say. But, shit, boys. Could that be any, I mean, you can see how if this is obstructed any way, left or right, it will affect how level and if your gasket, seal, whatever, is even working at all for your drain. So you will get some serious drain issues. It'll just pour out, but that's it. There she is. All right, well, holy shit, boys. I got this guy in mail time today, this hose cutter, and I got this fitting for my turbo just laying around the outlet. I took the plug out, put the barb on there. And this one's a little small, this one's a little big, but you know what? It's what I got. And I got this fucking hose cutter. Oh, I'm hitting the thing. Taking my fingers off. Anyway, we'll jam this guy on here. And then just for fun, we'll hoop it back here like shit. Cut the hose here. Man, look at these hose cutters. They're fucking baller. Look how easy that is. Bam. And then I'll just zippy tie this abortion on here and we'll let it ride. Alright, well, I found some blue eBay silicone hose that came with that Civic turbo kit and put that on because it's extremely tight on here and it's tight on there. And I just moved the banjo guy over here so it's at a better angle so they're both not 90'd. And this is what it's all about. I mean, I could go to the store and buy a 90 and waste money and do some other shit or try to make it look pretty, but I had this shit laying around and it's gonna work fine. So you just gotta fucking suck it up and do it sometimes. And it's a good thing I was, excuse me, good thing I was a liar and impulsive because I wanted to put that wastegate right here. And I mean, that would have gotten me a heap of trouble. So that's why my brain was like, just, Matt, just put it on the fucking thing, whatever. Like, this is gonna be a hot mess down in here, and this is how you create problems for yourself. Guarantee you stuff a wastegate way down in there, and you're probably gonna have some sort of problem with your wastegate and have to fuck with it all the time because you put it in a bad spot. And I did drop the drain through here, and it ended up putting this at a funny angle, so I quickly just took off this hose clamp, shoved the hose out, put it back on, and what's nice is without everything in here, I was able to just reach down and tighten that guy. So that is it for now. I think what I will do next is probably just bolt my accessories back on so they are out of the way, so I don't have to worry about them, and then like start dropping the radiator and stuff in waiting for my electronics. I can get all this stuff done, and that's how you stay on top of shit. Do what you can with what you got. Wait till you get your other shit. But usually there's always something you can do in the meantime. So I'll probably do that. Alright, yes, next on my list is getting these accessories back on. So I got a stupid van power steering pump. Maybe one day I'll swap that out because I have this external reservoir always in the fucking way. But I got a zippy doodah ready to go in the right direction with a 15 on it. I'm gonna pick it up, put one in, and get the rest going. Just power steering lines shoved back under. Get a few threads on her so it can't strip out. Line up the next one. Just a few. Dropping the one all the way down below. Always hard to see. Yeah, it's self-centered. Because all the other ones are going. Another job that would be time consuming and totally retarded without the Milwaukee Sidewinder. And then some people just omit this guy, but this goes in the side of the block. Kind of gives that power steering pump some stability. So we'll just screw that guy in there. We're good. Hit it with the buzzer. Nope, not going to be able to. Just got to tighten it with the ratchet. But that's why I have the ratchet, is to do the final snuggies here. The Milwaukee is good, but it's not going to be that tight. Pull that guy, and our fucking accessory brackets are on there. I can basically jam the belt back on too while we're at it. Yeah, let's grab the belt. Alright. This is a stock configuration with a stock belt. See if I can remember how it is done. Always a nice refresher. Like this. Like this. Like this. No way, I gotta eat up a ton more slack. I always forget. I always freeze up for a minute here. And then I figure it out. It certainly goes under here. That's the last. Oh yes, does it double loop? It double loops under here. I don't know. Does it go like this? This is funny, isn't it? I do this. It goes to show you I haven't thrown a belt in a long time. That's it. That's it. I think this is it. Yeah, you just gotta take it off of this, or else you'll, you know. Come on. Let me out here. I'll line everything up. Obviously easier to do. Yes. Yes. That looks good. Now, let's take this guy and nope, not on the crank all the way. Douche. It's around the crank. It's around the power. Yep. Okay. Happy with that. Alright, let's do a quick clip here. I know I've shown this before, but like I said, this is a first time for a lot of people, so I'm going to show you how I quick make a battery cable. I'm moving around some stuff in my engine bay and some wiring and stuff, so I'll show you real quick. I got this, what is this, 6 gauge? Yeah, it looks like 6 gauge. Yep, number 6. And I got a number 6 end here with like a, I don't know, like a 3/8 stud or a half stud. Yeah, 6 3/8. It even says, holy shit, it says right on it, guys. It's fucking labeled. Excuse me. Anyway, I find the easiest way to do this, some people crimp it, and well, they usually slide out. I feel like everyone has inferior crimping tool. So I like to fire up the torch, and I just heat this guy up a little bit. I roll some solder in there. When it's all nice and heated, you heat up the end of the wire a little bit, and you give it a dip. There you go. That thing, that is, you're going to tear the wire usually before you pull a nice soldered battery cable like that. It even wicks up into the wire a little bit. Some people have criticized this and they go, Matt, you should do the rest of the wire so it wicks up farther in. But you can see it pulled some solder up into the wire. It's good enough for who it's for, which is this fucking guy right here. And then some people even were nice, and they sent me some fucking hose cutters, and some other guys sent me some shrink tubing. So look at me. I'm actually gonna shrink tube this thing. I'll just use a torch. My heat gun's on the other side of the room. We're doing a nice fucking job today. Wow. So there's a lot of ways to do this, obviously, but for someone who has never done that before, that bitch is probably gonna outlast your pistons. We'll make a bet on it.